Recorded Books presents The Bear House, Scales and Stardust by Meaghan Mcisaac. Narrated by Liz Pearce. The Birth of the Terror Maids. Far across the celestial sea, where the midnight blue water runs as deep as the stars are high, and the sea is ice in winter, there was once an island. A tiny mound of earth and rock with a single pine and a single house, with a single room for a single family. Sisters, of which there were 3. Beautiful as the sun on the ocean's horizon. Faith, Hope, and Mercy. They lived alone with no one to care for but each other. And this, for the girls, was enough. For a time. But time changes all things, from the mountainside to the human heart, and what had been enough became empty and hollow and dull. The first sister, the oldest, Faith, wondered at the ships that passed on the horizon, wondered at who might be on board. Not long after she began to wonder, a fisherman appeared just off their shores. He toiled day and night, filling his nets until his hands were blistered and raw. And one night, when her sisters were asleep, Faith took their little boat and rowed out to the fisherman. He was young and handsome, and his boat was well made, and his catch was plentiful. And he could sail her away from the island forever, if she could make him fall in love with her. "Do you think you could love me?" she asked the young fisherman, "and take me as your own, away from my island to the land you call home?" The young fisherman, seeing that Faith was as beautiful as the reefs, answered her honestly. "I could." Pleased, Faith returned to her island to tell her sisters of her sudden engagement. The sisters, upon hearing of Faith's intention to leave them, wondered. What could lie beyond their shores that anyone should want to leave? The second sister, Hope, wondered so much that night, when her sisters were asleep, she rowed out to the young fisherman as he was pulling up his nets. "You would take away my sister," she accused him. "What better life than this can you give her?" "I am a very talented fisherman," he told her. "My catch from your waters will bring me a great many riches. We will be wealthy beyond imagining, and I will give her a life of power and luxury." Hope wondered at a life of fine things and influence, so much more exciting than the one she'd known on her island home with her sisters, and she wanted it for her own. "I am younger than my sister," Hope told the fisherman, "and more radiant besides. I am better at finding fish in these waters. I will go with you and make you richer, so you should make me your bride instead." The young fisherman did not have to consider long before he agreed to take Hope instead of Faith. And after he agreed, Hope returned to her sisters to tell them the news. Faith's heart was broken, her dreams of love and a life of her own dashed by her sister's deceit. And so she fell into a deep depression, leaving their little home to live in a cave on the other side of the island, where she cried until all of the things that made Faith so lovely and kind had leached out of her. And she became something else, a hollowed-out shadow. Hope, for her part, was unmoved by her sister's sadness. After all,
Sample complete. Ready to continue?